Welcome back, viewers. You're watching Newsx. I'm Kriti Mehta. Now, the action in Tamil Nadu has shifted to the two factions, one led by Edapadi Palaniswamy and the other led by C.V. Shanmugam. Both the camps have today held meetings to discuss the next steps after 25 MLAs from the AIADMK cross-voted in favor of Vijay. With Palaniswamy having removed rebel leaders and MLAs including C.V. Shanmugam and S.P. Velumani from key party posts, the duo at the forefront against him. From their respective positions, both sides have gone into brainstorming sessions with their supporters. Let's open this up for discussion with senior journalist Venkat Narayan and political analyst K.V. Lakshman. Thank you very much to you both for joining us. Shekhar Vijayan is also joining us here. Shekhar, welcome to you as well. I want to come to you first, Mr. Narayan. How do you firstly react to the developments taking place within the AIADMK camps led by Shanmugam and Velumani, and the fact that they've only been removed from key positions of the party as of now, but still continue to remain in the party? The question of anti-defection law, whether it can be applied, what's your take on the overall picture?
निजी स्तर पे आम लोगों के स्तर पे उसी तरह
Good evening. You see, the AIADMK has a leadership problem ever since Jayalalitha died. As our viewers know, the AIADMK was founded by M.G. Ramachandran after Karunanidhi expelled him from the DMK in 1972 because he made some serious charges of corruption against Karunanidhi. And MGR won his first election for the AIADMK in 1977, and he continued to rule Tamil Nadu till his death. Then there was a breakup in the party. Janaki, his wife, tried to run the government. It did not work out. Our government collapsed, and Jayalalitha managed to, keep the party together, and she kept winning elections. Jayalalitha was MGR's protege. Both of them worked in 28 Tamil films, and they were a very popular couple. And that's one of the reasons why, film crazy Tamils, voted for them, and they ran the place for a total of, more than 20 years. But after Jayalalitha died, there has been a, vacuum of leadership. EPS tried to assert himself, and whoever questioned him or, said anything, he would expel them. That's what happened to OPS, then that's what happened to Dinakaran and Shashikala. Sengotayan was one of the people who said, listen, we cannot win elections if we keep throwing out people. Bring them all together and we join hands and, together fight and defeat the DMK. But EPS was not really interested in that. And then Shanmugam and Shanmugam was the one, sorry. Shanmugam and Velumani together rebelled against EPS, and 25 of their supporters voted in favor of TVK's government, and as a result they were expelled. But you see, they will continue to be members of the Legislative Assembly and members of the party for the simple reason that if they were to be expelled, then there would have had to be elections. And the mood being what it is, the Vijay's TVK will sweep the polls, I'm afraid, which is one of the reasons why EPS does not want to throw them out. And in the meanwhile, there is every possibility of Shanmugam and Velumani collecting enough people, which means, you need 32 people that would make 2/3 of AIADMK, and they can, declare themselves to be the real AIADMK and, throw EPS. But that when it is going to happen, we have to see. I'm not so sure. But it seems to me without a charismatic, filmy character at the top, this Dravidian party AIADMK cannot survive. And, looking ahead, it seems to me that sooner or later, the AIADMK might persuade itself to go and merge with a charismatic leader like Vijay. This is my personal belief because I know a bit about the AIADMK leadership, and I had the privilege of having lunch with M.G. Ramachandran in September 1981. And I also had a telephonic conversation with Jayalalitha when I was doing a biography of NTR in 1983 and all that. But that charisma is utterly lacking in AIADMK, and I do not see its future to be bright under the leadership of EPS. I won't be surprised at all if the AIADMK revolts against EPS and junk him and go and have business relationship with TVK or merge with TVK. This could happen. This is my personal belief.
Okay, sure. Stay on with me, Mr. Narayanan. Now we are getting some more updates. In fact, as per sources in the Shanmugam camp, legal options are now being considered. As per sources, all options are on the table, including the demand for Palaniswamy to convene a general council meeting. Before the meeting, speaking to the media persons, Shanmugam asserted that his supporting MLAs or senior leaders will not visit AIADMK headquarters unless his group gets justice. Let's now invite my colleague Belly Thomas to get us more updates on this. Belly, AIADMK is of course exploring more options to reorganize the party. What is it that you're picking up from the ground?
It's become clear that the 25 MLAs who have voted for Vijay are from the AIADMK camp, and they could be easily identified. And E. Palaniswamy has gotten an idea as to who all these legislators are who had shown their support openly under the leadership of C.V. Shanmugam and S.P. Velumani. So now Shanmugam and Velumani faction is planning to consider legal options since their group has more MLAs is what they are claiming, but actually 25 MLAs have voted, so this part is clear. So among the total 47, EPS would have had ideally 22. Which means to say that what C.V. Shanmugam and S.P. Velumani is claiming is kind of correct, and now they are waiting or brainstorming to make it the 2/3, which is the 32 in number, and they would conduct, they would consult legal opinion on this, and they are also demanding Palaniswamy to convene a general council meeting where everything can be decided out in the open, so that everybody says what their will is to go ahead with the party, the AIADMK party as such. So before the meeting, Shanmugam asserted that his supporting MLAs or senior leaders will not visit AIADMK headquarters unless his group gets justice, and in any situation he will not come to the head office. And he also added that he'll also ensure that there will not be any clash between the two groups that had turned rebel, one which supports TVK and one which doesn't support TVK.
Right. All right. Mr. K.V. Lakshman, I want to bring you in now. At this point, this rebel camp is also asking for the return of Deena Karan and Sasikala. Do you see that happening?
Going by the manner in which EPS had led the party, of that there appears to be slim chance. And AIADMK itself is now facing a crisis of survival. It is for the first time in AIADMK's creation, it is without power after 5 years. Till now, it used to get into power every 5 years. Now the very prospect of another 5 years without power is something that is scaring the AIADMK rank and file as well as leadership, which explains why there is a large section of AIADMK elected members opposing Palani. In fact, they want to dump him also. So now it will all get into a lengthy legal battle. But given the fact that the speaker has a major say, it is advantage Vijay in every which way. His government is going to be absolutely safe, and even the tiny partners of DMK who have now come together to support Vijay can not act as funny as they could have earlier, because now there is a sure shot support of a chunk of MLAs from Vijay's thing. So all in all, it is good news for Vijay and a bad news for AIADMK, which is on a steady decline, which means there is going to be some Dravidian space which is going to be up for grabs, either the Congress or I foresee the BJP, which is just waiting in the wings for such an opportunity. So, and BJP, as we have all seen, has always gobbled up any of its allies that it had allied with anywhere in the country. So the chances of AIADMK sliding down further, with parts of it merging into TVK and part of it being gobbled up by BJP, appears to be very
likely
discernible at this stage.
In fact, now DMK has taken a swipe at rival AIADMK camp. DMK leader R.S. Bharati is saying that the AIADMK MLA Shanmugam is power hungry. DMK says that Shanmugam's claims are false. No alliance talks were held with AIADMK. Let's listen in.
மரபு என்ன? எதிர்க்கட்சி தலைவர் பேசின பிறகு உடனடியாக ரிப்ளை முதலமைச்சரோ அல்லது ஃப்ளோர் லீடரோ சொல்லப்பட்டாங்க. அதை சொல்கிறதுக்கு விட்டுட்டு யாரோ எழுதி கொடுத்த அறிக்கையை பின்னாடி வெளியிடுறார். ஸோ இது ஒரு முன்னுக்கு பின் பிறனாக அரசு போயிட்டுருக்கு. இவர் இன்னும் தெளிவு பெறலை, ஆட்சினா என்னான்னு தெரியல. அதனால தான் அவர் தெளிவான முடிவுக்கு வரட்டும், அதுக்கு பிறகு நாங்கள் இதெல்லாம் பார்க்கலாம், பார்த்துட்டு தான் இருக்க போகிறோம். அதாவது தூய்மைன்னாரு, ஆரம்பமே தூய்மையற்றதில் ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டார். அதை பற்றி நீங்கள் தான் முடிவு போகணும். ஒரு ரெண்டாக பிரிஞ்சாதானே இருக்குது, வர்டிகல் ஸ்பிளிட்னு வந்திருக்கு. இனி என்ன
திமுகவானது அஇஅதிமுகவுடன் கூட்டணி வைக்கிறதுக்கு முயற்சி பண்ணுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு குடிச்சாட்டு.
All right, Belly is there with us once again on that. Belly, now of course DMK has had a golden moment to attack the AIADMK. How much of a danger really is this shrunken party for DMK now?
Absolutely, Kriti. So DMK is kind of keeping up with its stance on the AIADMK leader, saying that it already the factions that broke away with the EPS camp are lured with ministerial or cabinet purchase. What DMK was saying from day one, after we all learned that the AIADMK camp is about to split and is in shambles. So this is what now what the DMK leader R.S. Bharati also reiterates. He's the organization secretary of the Dravidian Kazham, and he says that the party splitting into factions, and this clearly shows that senior leaders like AIADMK have no clarity, and now they are waiting for a clarity. So let the clarity come, and then we can comment on that. Until then, the decisions from these senior leaders would be similar to what it's turning out right now. So this is what R.S. Bharati comes out to say, and this will continue for some time until Vijay's government settles down, and then we'll come to know whether these AIADMK leaders will be accommodated in Vijay's ministry or not. For now, they are kind of acting power hungry, because if they go with the support for TVK only, they would be safe. Otherwise, they'll be left is the kind of reactions coming out from the DMK camp about the AIADMK leaders who have turned rebels.
Right, Belly. Shekhar, I want to come to you as well. Now, both camps of this AIADMK are demanding that the deputy leader and whip is picked up from their camps. What do you think? How does this work out going ahead? Because 25 is the number of MLAs that's there with the rival camp.
Yeah, see, I think, after Vijay winning, Vijay has achieved what no opposition leader could, Vijay has actually managed to split AIADMK emotionally and politically within days of becoming chief minister. I think AIADMK is totally lost their way around this. They are power hungry, of course. They also know that it will take another 5 years for them to come back to power if they play their cards well. And they don't want to work hard for that. This just goes to show that there is so much infighting within the party. They want to just get out to power as quickly as possible. The second thing here, which is very important, is that this is the biggest AIADMK rebellion since the OPS EPS split. I think you don't have a charismatic personality like Jayalalitha, who was there for AIADMK. Like, they don't have a strong leader who they can really look up to, who they can really connect with, and that's really showing in the way the party is struggling for air. And I also believe EPS is now facing the biggest test of his political career. Question is not whether he can lead the opposition. The question is, can he even hold his party together? Because this crisis directly challenges his authority. And the AIADMK leaders are very smart. They're reading the public mood. They understand that Vijay represents the future voter mood, and they want to grapple onto him. They want to, they just want to hang on to him. This is basically political survival. This is what any political party will do when they see that the other party is in power. This is not. I don't think this is merely. This is not just purely defection. This is actually ideological confusion. When I say ideological confusion, it's about what do you really stand for as a party. There is no clarity around that. Where do they see them for themselves in the future? They have no clarity around that. And the third thing is, with Vijay coming to power, it has changed the entire political equation for the other parties. DMK is standing strong, but AIADMK is not very sure about where they are and what they want to do with this. It's almost like a domino effect. Because of him winning, the other parties are bearing the brunt of the loss. That's why in politics, you have to keep winning. You cannot afford to have a loss. If you have a loss, you have to come back strong only after 5 years. And that's where your ideology is going to be important, your gumption is going to be important, your guts is going to be important, and your hard work is going to be important. And I don't think AIADMK leaders are really, they want to do the hard work right now. They want to just hang on to as much power as they can.
In fact, now there's high drama at Tamil Nadu Assembly. Both AIADMK factions have arrived to meet Speaker Prabhakaran. The two factions are requesting him to announce the deputy leader and whip of the AIADMK party from their individual camps. Belly, I want to come to you on this again. We were speaking about this in the morning as well. The ball, of course, lies in the court of the speaker now. What is the decision that he's most likely to take, constitutionally speaking?
Like I said, it's clear that 25 MLAs have voted for 25 MLAs from the AIADMK camp has voted for the Tamil Nadu Vetri Kazhagam, and these 25 MLAs under the leadership of C.V. Shanmugam and SP Velmani are now approaching the speaker, JCB Prabhakaran, to actually get a party leader and a whip appointed for their party alone. So they now only they started claiming that this is the real AIADMK party, and which they want to show that the majority of the MLAs are in support of that one decision that they had taken under the leadership of Shanmugam and Velumani. So what Edappadi Palaniswamy says is that only the General Secretary or the organization secretary of AIADMK has the powers to elect the whip and the leader, and it has already been done. And this was a confusion when all these AIADMK MLAs were confined to resorts in Puducherry. There were signatures obtained from all these MLAs on the reason on the acceptance that they will not support the Tamil Nadu Vetri Kazhagam party. And later on, it was informed to them that they have also signed on a paper that they had elected their leader and the whip. So this again had a kind of infighting between them, saying that they were never told that the whip is selected unanimously like that, or the party leader was elected unanimously like that. So that didn't happen, and there was infighting within that decision as well. So now these 25 MLAs who have turned rebel under the leadership of Shanmugam and Velumani have approached the speaker, JCD Prabhakar, to tell them that the speaker himself can appoint a leader for their party as well as a whip, so that they can continue with their work at the assembly serving the people.
Right. In fact, we have some more updates. Belly, AIADMK rebel leader Shanmugam has now said that he will only return to the party headquarters when he is proven to be the true AIADMK, when the party is proven to be the true AIADMK. He said that this in reaction to EPS removing him and rebel MLAs from party positions. Belly, as of now, what is it, the power that EPS still holds, whether he has any sway in the decisions that the party will make, given that almost nearly half of MLAs have left his fold?
As of now, sources from the AIADMK camp say that EPS still maintains that he has gotten the majority, and it is only the two leaders, the senior leaders, C.V. Shanmugam and S.P. Velumani, who is misleading the entire assembly, saying that they have gotten the majority. So he initially told that he also heard of rumors that some of the MLAs from the AIADMK have been supporting TVK, but if that is the case, he would go for taking legal action against them, is what he has earlier maintained. But after this floor test yesterday, when it was out in the open that around 25 MLAs had supported, 25 AIADMK MLAs had supported Vijay, and they had voted for them. It has EPS now has no other option other than to accept that he has the support of only 22 MLAs, including him. So the problem now is that is brainstorming within the AIADMK camp, so that legally speaking, if 2/3 of the MLAs join one camp, then that would be the real AIADMK, or they can claim themselves as the main camp, the primary camp, which can continue with the symbol and their ideologies or whatever it is, and they can continue with their work for the people. And if not, if they don't get that 2/3, then again there are legal issues that they might, if the matter would go to the court, they would get disqualified. They might have to contest another election, and sometimes if they are disqualified, they cannot even contest for elections for the next 6 years. So these are the clauses that are coming in the AIADMK bylaws. So when we talk about what's the brainstorming that is happening within the AIADMK camp, we are given to understand that EPS as of now factually doesn't have the majority, but he's claiming that there are MLAs that support him, which are large in number, and Shanmugam and Velumani have now approached the speaker, the assembly speaker himself, saying that they are on the majority and requesting the speaker to appoint leader and their party leader and the whip. So right now, this is the situation prevalent inside the AIADMK camp.
Belly, thank you very much for joining us and helping us with those updates. Mr. Narayanan, I want to come to you first. Do you think EPS's political future now hangs in the balance, given that he's lost the elections? And if so, who do you think will be the biggest challenger to his position as the President and General Secretary of the party?
See, EPS, under EPS leadership, the AIADMK has lost not just last month's election, but 4 elections since Jayalalitha's death. So that clearly shows that there is no charismatic leader to lead the AIADMK after Jayalalitha's death. And if a party loses 4 elections consecutively, its future is very doubtful. So I'm not surprised that there is unrest within the AIADMK. That's one of the reasons why Shanmugam and Velumani have rebelled against EPS, and all that they are saying is, listen, you bring everybody, all those people whom you have thrown out, expelled, namely, Shashikala, Dinakaran, OPS, so on and so forth. But that is something EPS is not likely to do. Temperamentally, he cannot tolerate criticism, and he sees possible threats from these people to his leadership. As a result, these 25 people who voted for TVK's Vijay yesterday, that will form a majority. The AIADMK has 47 MLAs in the assembly, and 25 is a majority. So if they go to the speaker, obviously he will say that, the group which has more members, I will accept that as the real AIADMK, and perhaps that is precisely what Prabhakaran, the Speaker of the Legislative Assembly, is likely to say. And so we'll have to see what is going to come out, because everybody is aware of the fact that if these people are expelled, or if elections are held in these 25 constituencies, the AIADMK is likely to be wiped out, given the mood of the electorate in Tamil Nadu at this point of time. Any by-elections held during Vijay's honeymoon period are bound to go in favor of Vijay's TVK party. And everybody knows that. That includes DMK. The fact that Chief Minister Stalin himself was defeated and he was forced to appoint his own son as the leader of the opposition in the assembly clearly shows that even DMK has problems. So I think the speaker may possibly give a decision in favor of the group being led by Shanmugam and Velumani, and that will put EPS and his supporters in a spot of bother. How he is going to tackle that, we will have to wait and see.
Okay. All right, Mr. Narayanan, Shekhar Vijayan and Mr. K.V. Lakshman, thanks to you all for joining me in this discussion. We're slipping into a very quick break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned, viewers.